Hello, my name is Norimasa Morita. This professor in film studies at Waseda University in Tokyo. I have been teaching and then organizing this Venice summer school, also films in Venice, and then this filming Venice. So the last editions, and from the beginning, and then we had a quite number of students already participated from regions all over the world, particularly from this VIUs, this consortium of the universities. Anyway, we are very international, and then but those students get together in for 10 days, and then the first start studying about Venice and history, society, and there's a bit of language, and then also we are studying the films. So set in the Venice. There's a quite large number of films made in Italy, about Italy. Then the students are divided into the group, and this is making the short films, and which is very intensive the schedule. You write a script, then then you go find the location sites, and then actual filming, and then also post productions. Also, the students are also editing and the mixing sound and so on. Although those films are made in Venice during the summer school, it's going to be shown in Ca' Foscari Short Film Festival. Normally, it's taking place in March. It's every year. So this is a very good occasions, and then the showcasings also students and the products, which is a very high quality and then a very unique short films, because this was all made in this very unique location, which is Venice. Right. The summer school. So maybe there are consists of this probably two parts. First part is mainly taking place in this in classroom. So this lecturers like us, or the professors like us, are teaching about the history of Venice, and then this films set in Venice. This is the films in Venice is in the part, and then also the very general social background, and then this is so that students can learn a bit about those Venetian history, this Venetian art, and this Venetian this films and the set in Venice, and so students can learn the general, this background of this Venice. And then the second part is students make their own short film. So each film lasts from 3 minutes to 10 minutes. That's the longest. And then so also during this really making the film, so they learn how to write a script, and then that's how to operate the camera, and then how to direct, and then also how to edit. So this is a collaborative work. And then although of course, leaders and students are divided in different roles: directors, producer, us and the cameraman, and the script writers, and then and so on. So although they're specialized in one role, but also this is a small group. So that the students are going to learn not only this is roles that they are assigned to, but there's other some elements, other sorts of techniques, and other styles of the filmmaking. So while they are collaborating, about the 5 students at the most, as making this is the one film. So also quite a small group, so that they learn not only the role they are assigned to, but also some other roles. also that is in what I am teaching at is in the summer schools is all this history of filmmaking in Venice. Also, this is all the films in the set are in Venice, both in classic and this is a modern work. So during this in the summer school, I teach just one lecture class, which is introducing all the films set in the Venice. So mainly this modern or slightly earlier films since the 1960s to last recent the works. Maybe in the starting from those very classic on the film such as Summertime. And then so Don't Look Now, just in the horror films until the most recent films and news, so Kenneth Branagh's film, that's based on Agatha Christie's work.
I'm Nitzan Ben-Shaul. I am a professor of film and television at the Film and Television Department, or the Steve Tisch School, Film and Television Department at Tel Aviv University in the Faculty of Arts. I research, as stated, film and television, but I am also the former head of a digital media track at the SET School of Film and Television. And this digital track, I actually inaugurated it and stood as its head for many years until I left the post, and it passed to my second in commander. And I research film and television as stated. I also have written a book called Optional Thinking in Narrative Movies, and it was published by Berghahn Publishers in 2015. And the ideas in this book led to my receiving Israeli Science Foundation grant for research, a 4-year research, and I'm now in the midst of the 3rd year of research. And I won't elaborate on that, but the results that we got during the first 2 years of the research were statistically supported. And now I will tell you a bit more about the VIU summer workshop, or summer films in Venice and filming Venice. I have been among the founders of this unique, exceptionally international and diverse film workshop. And it has been my pleasure to lecture before the participants, particularly on several issues, but particularly on the issue of complex narration in films, which is one of the fields of my expertise, which I elaborated also in the book I mentioned. And the participants in this international workshop, as well as the faculty, are very diverse and come from different leading universities. So the participants not only gain hands-on experience on how to produce short films, to shoot, to edit, to script, to direct, and so on, the major film roles. The participants get hands-on experience, and the results of the workshop throughout the years, I think we're entering now the 7th edition, the results are exquisite little films produced by the participants, guided by, tutored by the faculty, including me, but also a cinematographer expert or a director expert, and so on. So they are closely tutored in all these major roles of filmmaking, and the results are really surprising. I am surprised each time at how well these students from all around the world manage in a relatively short period in an intensive but short relatively film workshop, how they manage to produce these beautiful little, I would call jewels, little films, which are really well edited, well acted, well directed, well photographed. It's really a miracle, I think. And therefore, if I would say one thing, I said, run and tell your friends to come to this really, exceptional international film workshop in the best place maybe in the world for things like that, which is Venice. Venice, as you may know, is a cultural heritage of the world. It's basically a city, an art city, in architecture, in the events that go on there, including in particular the film workshop I mentioned, which is at Venice International University. And it occurs parallel to the amazing Venice Film Festival, which is, I think, one of the leading festivals, not only in Europe, and also along with the Biennale, if you know what that means. So basically, participants in this workshop are exposed to so much culture, knowledge, and understanding, theory and practice of filmmaking.
Hello, I'm Luca Pes, and I am Vice Dean of Venice International University, which is the institution where the film school takes place. I'm an historian, and I've been working with films as historiographical texts. So I use them in my classes. I'm also teaching at VIU History of Venice. And my field of interest is also methodology of history, urban history, cultural history. I mean, the school was founded several years ago, and especially because Venice is a place, is a good place for making movies, and the city has a strong relation to cinema. So it made sense to us to have a program offered which exploited the location and which became a key to understanding also the location, to understanding Venice. The challenge for us was to create a film school which reflected the nature of the consortium. VIU is not a university properly in the proper sense. It does not issue diplomas, but it is an association of 23 universities from across the world, from 4 continents. And what we believe very strongly is that the multicultural and multidisciplinary setting of its programs is a great added value to knowledge building. And so we think diversity is a wonderful asset for developing a kind of horizontal transmission of knowledge. And in fact, this school, the characteristic of this school is to combine people from different disciplines. We have an anthropologist, an art critic, a film theorist, an historian, and people specialized in literature who have also started to do film studies. And then we have professionals in filmmaking. We have the director of the short film, Ka Short Film Festival, who's an expert in history of Japanese cinema. So we have different expertise who try to coordinate and give content to the school. The characteristic of the school is to have lectures, and moments of discussion around Venice, around films shot in Venice, around the issue of filming Venice, and then a practice on filmmaking, as Nitzan was saying, coordinated by a professional, and receiving feedbacks from the various people who move around around the school. Last edition, we also had a great Italian woman filmmaker who came and mingled with the students for one day, Roberta Torre, and it was a very, very successful experience and very enriching. So we hope to have I mean, we're sure we will provide similar occasions for the participants to the school next year. I mean, this year. So everything, and these 10 days which in which the students will be in Venice and follow the classes, and also produce form a little crew. I mean, there will be 4 crews of students, and they it's about four of crews of 4 or 5, and they will produce a little film, which will, if deserveful, will be screened at the Ca' Foscari Short Film Festival. And so they will have about half of the time in Venice is devoted to this practical exercise. But everything happens in coincidence with the film festival, and the students will have accreditation to go and watch movies, and we'll have opportunities then to discuss and see like the latest production of the film industry. So they will have also this opportunity to discuss the current state of the industry, and the various contradictions, the challenges of making films professionally. But as I'm explaining, the school is not only about making a movie. It's not about learning how to make movies. It's also about, I mean, we're talking about basics, because it's so short. So it's an introduction to making movies and providing an experience of making movie. But it's also an introduction to Venice in a way. It's a way to learn something about the city by practicing the production of a video, producing images and a story. And then it is about also film theory and about complex narration. It's about a variety of some theoretical issues. So what in the end are the students going to get from this? They're going to get all this. I mean, a bit of an introduction to theory, to film theory, an introduction to Venice, an introduction to making movies in Venice, an introduction to movie practices and about editing, how to edit, how to photography, and so on. But it's also, there's another aspect, because the film and the location, and we are quite specialized in creating socialization. So it's an opportunity to also to get to know people and to make new friends, because there is a strong cooperation, because there is this effort to make a movie in very short time. And also the faculty is very friendly. It's a very friendly environment. And the faculty is composed by 4 men and 4 women. And we are all eager to welcome you and assist you in this adventure if you choose to come to Venice.
I would add, if I may, that I mean, it's not only all these advantages, the setting, the training, the results, but you stay in a beautiful little island in Venice. You are really 10 minutes away from the city of Venice. And it's it's an experience for life for those who participate. So
What is interesting to say is that, I mean, we had a mix of students. Some students were looking for learning the basics of practicing cinema, and they became professional, and they continued. They've participated to several short film festivals. So we are quite proud that even though this is a very introductory film school, mixing theory and practice, we've also managed to create opportunities also to people interested in the profession.
My name is Ayaka Miyauchi. Hello. I'm from Tokyo, Japan, and I go to Waseda University, which is in Tokyo as well. I was always interested in studying and creating and watching films ever since I was a child. And I first started actually doing something for my passion films, like going into film festivals and shooting a film with my friends back in high school. And yeah, it was a pleasure to join the amazing team back in last summer in Venice.
Hi, my name is Felix. I'm from Munich, Germany, and I'm a visual anthropologist. So I'm in my 4th semester of my master's, and I'm studying at LMU. That's one of the main universities in Munich. I think I've been at VIU in 2021. I think it was still COVID, actually. And yeah, I mean, it kind of also gave me the right direction towards films, I think. So currently I'm doing my first documentary, basically, yeah, as a director. And yeah, I'm just having fun making films.
So my professor, Morita, he told us about this amazing opportunity, and I was not academically or like professionally doing films at that time. So I was really interested in, jumping into that environment. Although not for now, I'm not going to work in film industry, or I'm not shooting anything right now. So I did feel a little bit like, oh, is it like the right place for me, or is it too professional? But I just decided to join, and it was amazing for professional students. Or it was actually there was some people who didn't have any experience in creating films like me. So it was really, really easy to join, and the atmosphere was really friendly, and I loved it. And I actually learned a lot about film, and actually like not about just films, but also working with international team with diverse backgrounds. It was really meaningful for me, and I think it will be meaningful as well in the future as a career.
Well, I would agree with Ayaka. I think it was good to getting into the film process in itself, and also to get to know all the difficulties, um, um, where to keep an eye on, basically, while you're doing this. And you're working with an international team, so, and I didn't know anything about films whatsoever at that time. So it's good to just start and practice and yeah, work with a lot of people. I had an overall positive experience with the summer school. I got the chance to be the director of our project. So how that works is you will be in some kind of team. Um, you will choose uh, your film script, and then you would just discuss with your teammates and find like different roles which suit you best. And I've always wanted to try that. Sorry, always wanted to try that out. And I think that was pretty amazing actually to, on the one side, keep the team together, and on the other side, yeah, figure out how to, yeah, realize it.
Yes, it was perfect. And I still like look at the pictures that I got from the summer school, and oh yeah, the atmosphere and also the summer in Venice, it was perfect for me. It was actually the first time for me to visit Europe, and it was amazing as a tourist. And also for the summer school, we learned a lot about the basic concept of filmmaking and the history of Venice and how to practice those filmmaking techniques into art pieces. And it was really fun and creative to work with diverse people. And yeah, and us our team focused on, so our director, she actually lived in Venice, so she was going into this really personal story about her deciding to whether to stay in Venice or whether to leave Venice. And that personal struggle was really fun and real to focus. And it was really a great opportunity to try to create something from the raw, like human emotion, like the real emotion. And I was the producer, so I was in charge of the schedules and what we should do, like give back the equipments back, or like all that. And um there were some difficulties, but again, it was really meaningful to work with diverse people, and I learned a lot personally to, try to stay positive and try to include everyone in the group. And yeah, that was really great for me. Yeah.
First of all, I have to say that summer school was a very fun experience, and it was fun also to have this team building with people you might also stay in touch with. So apart from that, uh, it's kind of also the expectation management you get from this project. So while you're doing this project, you will have high expectations. It will be your first film, maybe. But I think for me, I quickly learned that it's very hard to realize a project like this. And sometimes it's getting frustrated, and there are difficulties. But I think you will figure that out. And in the end, yeah, this is very normal, actually. So um, you will learn how to juggle with all the things, and in the end you will be happy about your projects. So I think this is like the main learning I took, and maybe also very important to explain to all the students who want to participate in such a project. Nobody is really very professional in what they are doing, so it's rather about the topics and about your interests. So Yes, that was one thing. And the other thing is, yeah, in itself, it's a certificate also, and it's good to have it for other applications. So I participated in other summer school as well, and that's kind of an opener, I think, that people can see that you've already done some projects in that field, and mm, that's good for applications.
My learning goals were, I guess, to have fun, actually, and also academically try to learn the history and try to show it into the art piece that we make. And also about the team building, like Felix mentioned. Yeah, and to look back, it was all perfect and my learning goals were achieved, I think. Yeah, and it was actually there were some unexpected obstacles because it was a very short time period that we had to actually shoot the film. So we had to plan it very accordingly on the first day, and we had to shoot it uh, exactly like the schedule. So it was really hard as a producer, but we really tried to stick to the schedule that we discussed on the first day, not to wreck it. And yeah, I think it went very perfectly. Although there were some things that we didn't complete, like we wanted this exact sun to come down to the characters, but it was really hard to capture it because of the number of tourists that they were, and also the time is short for the perfect sun hit. So yeah, but it was, I guess, important to negotiate and try to discuss what's more important and not. And that communication is really helpful for me to think about the team building and communication skills that I want to keep doing in the future. And that was some unexpected lesson that I've got from the summer school. But yeah, overall it was perfect and it was really fun. I had fun as well.